All right, I'm the Flat Rate Master, and today we're talking the pros and cons of going to a private, for profit tech school. Now, you know what I'm talking about. They advertise on TV. You know, they're the ones that are always, pushing to get you to go to tech school. What are the pros and cons? Well, we're going to talk about them. The biggest con, cost. They are very expensive. I mean, you are talking between 25 to 40 plus $1,000 for a 18-month to 2-year program. That's a lot of money. That's going and getting degree money. So you're going to wind up, if you can't get scholarships or help, you're going to wind up coming out of tech school with a lot of debt. That's, a huge issue. Coming out of tech school and you're going to be in a ton of debt, and then you got to buy tools. So that is a big concern with those schools. Quality of the education is going to vary even in the same school group between campuses. This school may have a better electrical program than this school because they're instructors. You know, it's hard to compare apples to apples when you've got basically similar programs that are taught very differently. So that is going to be an issue. Now this next one, I'm going to do a whole separate video on this subject, and it's basically going to be a rant. Misleading advertising. Now, I'm going to do a little bit here. You're going to get out of tech school, you're going to make $100,000, the same kind of stuff they're going to tell you in an interview or, tour of the school. You're going to come out of tech school making $100,000 and, all this. They're just going to be, you're not making $100,000 right out of tech school. Anybody, nobody, I don't care how good you are you making $100,000 coming out of tech school? It's just wrong. I don't agree with it. All right, now let's talk about some of the good things, the pros. A lot of those national schools have very close relations with a lot of OEs. You can go into the Ford program, the GM program, the BMW program, the Volkswagen program. You can get vehicle-specific training, help paying for your schooling from those OEs. Only downside to that is you are tied into going to work for that manufacturer. Say you take the BMW program, you go through it, you finish it, you're under contract to go work for BMW, for instance, for a couple years. Or you wind up having to pay what they paid in your schooling. So it is, a good thing and a bad thing. Next up, national job placement. They have really, really good complete departments. We're not talking some lady in, a dank office down in the basement to help you find a job. No, we're talking about an entire team of people dedicated to helping find you a job once you graduate from school. That's their entire job. So a lot of easy ways once you get out of that school to get a job. Opportunities to go work for dealerships, national chains, lots of good opportunity to get work experience once you get out in the field. I don't know if I'd call this an advantage but for a lot of kids, you go live in a dorm. They have dorm living just like a four-year college. You get out of the house, you start to, have to live on your own. It's a good way to have your hand held while you get out in the world. But you have to get out in the world and you have to pay for housing, food, all that stuff as you're, growing up. So it may be an advantage for some people, maybe a disadvantage for other people, but generally I think it's a good thing to get out in the world and start growing up as you're heading into your career. The other advantage is these are dedicated programs for automotive technology. There is no English, math requirements. You don't have to go and, listen to a boring professor talk about, English literature or geometry or algebra. There's none of that. So you get out of, all you're doing is taking technical classes on auto repair. So it can be a very good thing for a lot of students that struggle in some of those areas as far as, let's just be honest, paying attention. I mean, geometry, yes, you will use in this industry. English lit, probably not. English, yeah, because you'll be writing, tickets up and telling your story on how, the car needs to be repaired, stuff like that. But you should have got most of that stuff in high school. So that is a big advantage, is it's 100% automotive technology. It's not sitting in a classroom, listening to a guy tell you, about an author you care nothing about, etc. So I am the Flat Rate Master. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Think about subscribing. I always appreciate it. Make sure and hit that bell notification so you get notified when I put out a new video. If you didn't like the video, maybe you don't like those big name schools, give me a thumbs down. Comments, always appreciated. And as always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.